What's going on, people? It is, don't know, maybe day five, day five to the process of 5K. It is the 27th of July, Sunday. Uh, I've literally just got off the call to one of my mentors. They do like weekly calls of people in there. There wasn't that many people today, probably because it was a Sunday. I try and jump on as many as possible, but because I work late most of the time, the calls run late anyway. But you know, one thing what really got me urged, because a lot of the time I just make the videos when I need to, rather than day after day after day, which I should be doing. But the reason why I wanted to especially jump on the call today, is because after going on the Zoom call, it's so much beneficial doing that, because he adds so much additional points to the course itself. The course is basically the foundation, and hearing success stories, speaking to other people, jumping on the calls, it gives new updates. It gives that motivation to be able to keep going, as well as it keeps reinforcing your mindset, as well as telling you like new and improved things to be able to do, how to get hotter leads. Like today, how to get hotter leads, how to um better your virtual assistant, because at the minute my virtual assistant isn't doing as amazing as I wanted to. It's been 3 weeks, she's not booked one meeting. So he spoke to me he spoke to me like directly on the Zoom call, and he said, like, realistically, are you doing enough? Here's what to do. Do you know what I mean? And that's really going to be able to help me. And if it doesn't, then okay, then I can think about plan B. But other ways to be able to contact these providers. It said contract fighter kind of on the government website, is making them more hot. It's still cold calling, but it's making them more hot. Because they've just won the contract this year, and I'm still learning what that means. But basically, like, the government will have like funding for the year. They win a contract. The contract is like a certain budget, and it shares between the people within that region or something. That they can use the money on to be able to provide housing for. Um, so or like put into helping the people that they have in need for supported accommodation, supported living, whatever. um and it's really beneficial, and he talks heavily on you know make it like this being real, as if like you know making X amount in 3 months, making 10K in like 5 months, something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, they throw these words out here, they throw these amounts and throw these times out here, that for us, for first starting out, it seems like bullshit. It seems like, no, this can't be true. Do you know what I mean? And I always keep telling myself this, and it's like I'm torn between two different people. Do you know what I mean? I'm torn between my old self, the person that I've been brought up to be, and the person that I'm trying to become. And it's like still trying to understand, like still trying to believe that this is possible, this is real, but then still, pulling myself away from this person that I'm trying to become, and saying, actually, is it, is he chatting shit? Is this bullshit? But it's not, being into this space for so long, I understand that this is real, but I still keep, you know, it's still hard for me to actually believe it, that this is actually possible. And this is why I had to keep telling myself, if you go back on my old videos, that this can be as hard or as easy as you want it to be. I keep saying all the time that the idea of learning it is simple, but the actual process of doing it is what's hard. And if people can't get past the actual idea of it, learning how to do something, like anything, learning how to do any sort of education, any sort of no thing out there, it's the idea of that is easy, because you just have to keep going over it again until you understand it. And then the process of actually doing it is what's hard, because you have to keep continuously going back, and dealing with all this doubt, dealing with all these external factors. Your parents telling you you should have gone uni, your friends not being as friendly, your manager giving you shit, and then all these factors play into you trying to become successful, this person. If that makes sense. So when they throw out these words, it it really empowers me, because it's like shit, like this is actually possible. Like, I am actually going to get to this point. I just need to keep going. And so far, if I want to talk about my successes, which I should do, I should look at the successes that I've been able to get this month. And that is, I've really started this month, properly started this month of July. I've got 2 viewings so far. I've done the two viewings. Unfortunately, they didn't go through. I have one more viewing tomorrow, Monday, for a block of 6 flats. That's a success. I've had 10 meetings. Um, all with providers, one with a council. I've got through to a council. I've actually had a meeting with a council yesterday. When there's two of them on the call, I'm having a thingy with them. Fortunately, didn't get the nightly rate I wanted to do, but but he also spoke about how we aim for the nightly rate, but if they're not giving us, that's completely fine. As long as we can make that their scheme work, that's completely fine. Because the thing is, it's always going to become a case of they have the people constantly. The people are never going to go. So that means the budget is always going to be there. So that means if they start to seem like, oh my God, this isn't working, I'm finding continuous properties, boom. Do you know? New zombie soon. That's what we're all saying. Boom. Then the rents, the margins they're able to give, they might be able to go up, but you work with what you've got. So if you're making, £300, £400, but you're not doing nothing, that's perfect. Because although you could make £700, £1,000 from the night rate, it doesn't matter because you're still making money from this, and you've got to work with what you have. And for me, that doesn't matter. That's never been a concern for me. It's just understanding. I mean, if I can make it work. Um, so yeah, I need to look at the successes in it. I've got these people, I've got viewings, I've had yeses in place. Cool. Okay, keep going. What do I do now? Well, I know what I need to do now, and that's the thing. You know exactly what you need to be able to do, and I learned that from David Goggins. I knew that myself, but they reinforced his idea. You know exactly what you need to be able to do. If you're stuck, if you're unsure about what you need to do, you have thoughts, you have ideas of what you can do, but because you feel like they're so far fetched, you don't act on them. So for myself, it's the case of, okay, well, I know my virtual assistant isn't doing good. Okay, well, should I sit here and not do anything about it? No, I should take the idea that I've got in my head that I'm thinking that there's no point doing, and actually sitting down over a Zoom call, making a list of what I need to do, and sort that shit out so she's able to do that. Okay, calm. I haven't got a deal yet. Okay, what do I need to do? Do I need to contact more providers? Do I need to get more properties? Well, I'm understanding that, I've not even called all the councils in my area yet, so let me do that. Let me make that a must. Let me follow up on the people that I have available. Let me take the information I've just got from the Zoom call and be able to apply it to me doing next week. Let me go to this course with the additional lessons added. Let me learn them. Okay, so I've made a list, and this is a really good thing, of all the providers that I had with constant updates. If they've got a property, calm. I'm not dealing with them until I follow up, and I either get a no or a yes, and then I follow up and follow up and follow up again on the other ones until I get a no or a yes, and then I find them another property once that one's dissolve. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to keep building like properties and keep bringing properties when they're dealing with one. If that makes sense. I know I'm speaking fast. I know I'm going a bit too in with it, but I'm hoping I'm making sense so far. There's always something to do, and as long as I keep going to this every single day, I'm going to be successful, and then I'll be able to actually hammer down and understand that mindset of what these mentors have got, and how they're saying these words, these figures, these times out so like lively, because they've lived it. They know how it is. They understand that if they was to go back to do it now with their mindset, then it'd be a lot sooner than it takes most to be able to do it, just because of the mindset. Because it's the truth. If someone's able to do it and they've done it and it's happening right now, then there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do it, because we're all human. We all have the exact same amount of hours in the day. Yeah, man. That's it. And yeah, so thing is with me, what I've really got to be able to do, aside from actually the progress in the specific, which I've talked about, it's understanding that all these external factors for me, my manager doing this, me thinking that I need to become this certain person, whereas, me not going out, or me not allowing time for myself to be able to sit down and watch like a film or something, mate. The thing is, as long as I get the work in, as long as I do what I told myself I'm going to do, then these factors you can allow. Do you know what I mean? It's not a case of just like, none of this, and just make it harder for yourself. This is the thing that's really going to matter. actually doing the work and all this other stuff. Yeah, yeah. If that really plays into it, you don't want to watch a film because you feel like this is gonna affect yourself doing it. Then calm, do that. But if it's like you really want to watch that film, give yourself that time to be able to do that, because it's all about making this sustainable. And I keep talking about this. I don't know if you've heard me talk about this before, but it's like it's the things that you think like you don't need to do, which actually they don't matter at all. Like a cold shower, that does not really fucking matter. Do you know what I mean? It's doing the things that are important. So next week I'm gonna get after. Well, say get after it. This week, today, I'm going to get after it. I've got work at 4 o'clock, to be fair, but I've got some chips that I've just done. I'm gonna fucking eat those. And yeah, I'm gonna get after it, man. So let's keep going.